Okie dokie. Okay, cool. We are freaking live, I guess. Fantastic. Alright. First time YouTube stream, so just give me a break. It's gonna be great. Okay, so let me just check how the desktop audio is doing. Don't mind the the welcome image. That's just the thing for now. I guess cats is our theme. That's what it was on Twitch, so I'll just carry that over. All right, let's see how we're doing. Let's see. Wonder if you guys can hear this. No, it doesn't look like you can. Okay, hold on. Let me Okay. Sorry, I'm messing with the desktop stuff right now. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so whatever my headset. Cool. Now you should be able to hear this funky music. Ooh, there it is. All right. Cool. All right, enough of that. Stop that. Okay. So we're gonna be playing some Pikmin. That is what will be happening. I'm going to try and preview this on my phone. So I can see chat and stuff. I know there's different ways of doing that, but this is like 100% my first time. So yeah, it's gonna be a little rusty to begin with, but I'll get used to it. 100% my first time. Aha. So. Okay. Cool. Awesome. So that works. All right. And then I can see live chat from here also. Okay. Cool. So I don't really need to be looking at the YouTube stuff. Okay. All right. Let me just do a thing. And what I mean by that, very specific. There we go. All right. So we should have some traffic, hopefully, eventually. All right. Okay, so I got this really fancy idea to make a well, I'll just show you. So this was not for Twitch. I had never used this before. So this is new, but I think it looks quite nice, at least for our starting purposes. So yeah, it's good stuff. I'm going to get the game started right now. I had to configure Dolphin before I started, so hopefully that's not too bad for you, because as far as I know, sometimes the resolution gets a little wonky with Dolphin, but I had it preset, so hopefully nothing messes up. So let's see. That works. Cool. Awesome. All right. I actually got my I got my GameCube controller set up for this, so good stuff. Go ahead and let me know in chat if the sound is okay, if you can hear my voice over everything perfectly fine, or if the game needs to be lowered or something like that. I can kindly oblige. I think I'm gonna just lower it just for the sake of lowering it right now. Okay. Alright, Pikmin. So, this is probably one of my favorite games friggin' ever. It rocks. So, if you don't know the story, you're about to learn it right now. It's very simple. Like, super simple. Go ahead and just enjoy it. Mind you, this is emulated, by the way. So if there are some things in this game that you're just like, what? Chances are I'm going to point out which things are because of the emulation. Dolphin can still, even though Dolphin 5 is really impressive, it still can't emulate all GameCube games like 100% perfectly. So there's going to be some graphical issues, maybe here and there, maybe some audio issues or something like that. Very minor stuff, but I'll point that out if need be. Otherwise, enjoy. The vastness of space. I think maybe for later streams I'll have a some sort of death counter or something like that. But I didn't see. I was gonna do that for this stream, but I figured at the end of the game it already gives you a death counter of all your Pikmin. So when if it already gives you that, then we'll just find out at the end. Alright, so pretty self-explanatory. Olimar is our protagonist flying through space on his ship, collides with an asteroid. Asteroid does this to ship. Olimar is stranded on planet. My name is Captain Olimar. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and I awoke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate this planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support systems can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then... No, better not think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. Again, if anyone notices any issues in audio or anything I need to turn down, just let me know. Strange thing has appeared before me. I had barely begun my search when it reared up as if it were waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion, too. Alright. The seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil and has now produced an adorable little sprout. This sprout emits a strange light, and it sways back and forth without a benefit of wind. I cannot help but think it is calling to me. I am compelled. I must approach it and press the A button. Extraordinary. When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Picking it has done no visible damage. It just stands there, staring at me. Its shape is similar to the Pick Pick brand carrots I love so much. I believe I shall call it a Pikmin. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I am intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it and throw it with A, and I will call it to my side with B. Perhaps it will react to C and X as well. The following controls appear to allow me several viewpoints. Tutorial. I must survive. I need to familiarize myself with these controls and my surroundings. Alright. Haven't used the GameCube control with this game in a really long time. Obviously, that's how I first played it, but, you know, what with the new Play Control versions and the Wii mode and all that, the pointing is just phenomenal in the later games. Some people don't like it, but I think it's actually pretty good. Helps a lot with aiming and such. Astonishing, the onion has sown more seeds. The small red pellet the Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower appears to be some type of food that can propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems to be a sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study this strange life form more. Another thing that was really cool about the new Play Control with the Wiimote is obviously the fact that instead of just whistling like this particular radius around him, because you can point around, you could basically whistle to a group of Pikmin that's virtually across the map. So you could be a little bit more efficient, I guess, because of the controls, but because this is just this, I point wherever it is that the joystick is pointing. It's a little bit wonky, and it has a very short range. So that's one thing. But the benefit of having a GameCube controller is obviously the C-stick, something that they didn't bring back in the third game. But with the C-stick, I can actually control my my Pikmin to be able to do tasks for me. If I command them to move in a certain direction, they'll automatically grab something that is in their place when they move to it. So they actually brought that back in the new motion control ports for the Wii. But it's really awkward because you have to press down on the D-pad in order to actually use it, and you point with the Wii remote, obviously. But it just feels so much better with an actual control stick. So that's why I'm hoping that there's some variety with the Switch version, if there is going to be a Switch version, which there probably will be. So notice the box is 10, use 10 Pikmin, etc. Pikmin are as curious as children. They form groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum up all I've learned of Pikmin conduct. Da-ba-da, tutorial, okay. Amazing, there's no mistaking it. My ship's engine rests before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I have already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me, but how will I get it back to the dolphin? Bet you guys already figured the answer to that question. So, I guess this game counts as sort of a real-time strategy. But it's not your run-of-the-mill real-time strategy, I guess. It's a little bit more hands-on, a little bit more interactive than normal. I'm telling you, man, Nintendo really covered all genres, and with their upcoming ARMS coming out, they'll even cover that genre too, which is really great. Ah, you know what? I think the Joy-Cons will be fantastic. I think the Joy-Cons are an excellent choice for Pikmin, because gyro controls are already a whole lot more responsive than the whatchamacallit, the pointer that they use for the Wiimote, in terms of using like infrared and stuff like that. It's a whole lot more responsive, and it's adjustable too, so that's nice. HD Rumble would be fantastic. Jeez, I don't know. I mean, like, I could see them doing something with the whistle, something really neat with the whistle. Have sort of like a vibration that sort of like, I don't know, sort of like goes back and forth in the controller as you're whistling. That could probably feel really cool if they did something like that. Geez, other than that, I mean, like, really, I haven't seen a lot of excellent examples of HD Rumble yet. I heard 1-2-Switch actually has some pretty interesting tactile experiences, but I'd have to say they'd really have to start wowing me with this HD Rumble. I like it for the most part for Breath of the Wild, but there's so little applications for it. It's just, you know, explosions, things of the sort, which is just sort of like general Rumble already. So I'm kind of hoping they do find more creative uses for that amazing technology, because I've heard that it is actually rather impressive. So yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, and the Joy-Con, think about it, come to think about it, would actually work really well with Pikmin, considering it would fuse pointer controls with the use of two control sticks. So they could actually use the C-stick again if they wanted to with the joysticks. So it could be sort of an amalgamation of the GameCube and the motion controls that they brought in for the Wii versions, so that would be pretty neat. Here's to hoping that Pikmin 4 isn't the 3DS game that they announced, which we've heard nothing of, apparently, since that first reveal. Oh, glorious! With the help of these Pikmin, I've taken a huge step back towards home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly, but what has become of the remaining parts? That search starts tomorrow. Gotta be one of my favorite songs. As far as underrated goes, this goes right next to Earthbound as one of the most underrated Nintendo games ever. That was a rather lackluster lift-off sound effect, but what can you do? One day since impact, I have somehow managed to launch the Dolphin, but I was surprised to see the Onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface, or have they merely decided to join me for other reasons? Either way, it seems they will help me again tomorrow. The Dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never return home to my family on planet Hocate. Analysis shows life support systems will function for only 29 more days. How can I repair my Dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below. As it holds the keys to my survival, I name it the Forest of Hope. I explore it tomorrow. Forest of Hope being probably the most iconic location in the Pikmin series, being that it is technically the first real level of the game. You can return to the impact site. It only has 2 parts in it, but it is worth coming back to as it is excellent for Pikmin propagation. Seriously, if some of you haven't ever played Pikmin before watching this, I would take this stream as an excellent primer and an introduction to the series. Fantastic game. I can probably complete this in one sitting if I go fast enough, but we'll see. My dolphin has returned to the surface along with the Pikmin's onion. Being alone on this strange planet makes me somewhat uneasy, so I shall call the Pikmin out of the onion. All I need to do is stand in the light beneath the onion and press the A button. Alright. My efficiency with this game isn't 100% top-notch. I've played it every year since it came out, way back in, what, 2001 or something like that. It just, oh my god, I think it was 2002 if I'm not mistaken, actually. Pikmin, or maybe that was Pikmin 2, I don't know. Point is I've played it a lot, but I'm not incredibly efficient at it yet. I'm pretty good. I just... There's some times where I just, like, I get nostalgia attacks from now and again, and so I just sort of, like, sit there and stare, and I forget, holy crap, I've only got 30 days. So, a huge complaint about this game is that it sort of stresses out the player a little bit. It's kind of got, like, this ultra sense of urgency that if you don't do anything efficiently enough, you could actually run out of time at the 30th day. And after the 30th day is up, you lose. You can actually lose this game by going through it all the way through after day 30. I don't know if the game actually restarts after that, or if you have like sort of like if it backtracks you about a week or something like that. I think it's sort of like you can replay the 29th day or something like that. But geez, I haven't actually lost this game in a while. I've been trying to get better and better at being faster. I think the soonest that I've ever done has to be around 15 or 16 days, which is half the time. So that's pretty good, but it's, I've seen some really insane speedruns of this game, and that's nowhere near some of the kind of stuff other people can pull off, but... We'll see. Maybe because I'm using the original controls, it'll all come back to me pretty quickly. And then sometimes they just do stuff without you asking them to, which is just part of Pikmin 1's charm, I guess. Oh god, please. There we go. Why, it's the Eternal Fuel Dynamo. It has an unlimited energy supply. I won't have to worry about saving electricity anymore. This will make my fight for survival a bit easier. So the idea is that, obviously this is sort of like a post-apocalyptic Earth or something like that, and whatever animals or insects that you come across, because the Pikmin are ant-sized, are perhaps mutated versions of previously existing insects. I mean, we can see that evidence in some of the birds, which you'll see, which are absolutely terrifying. This game has kind of a really thick, childish sheen on it that, you know, you can't really get over after just a little bit of playing it. After a while, though, you'll notice that this game actually has themes that are a little bit less for children, I guess. There's some pretty... It gets dark sometimes. Obviously, on the surface, it's just bright little leaf-headed people running around and screaming and stuff like that, but I won't get into it too much because you'll probably see that in my playthrough, but I think one of the main reasons why this game just doesn't catch on with people is just because of it's just aesthetically, it just doesn't sit with people. I remember this marketing strategy that Nintendo did back in the day. Forgot. It was hilarious. I think it was like for Pikmin 2, but it was like this commercial where this dude just dressed up in a Pikmin suit. Like, he was just a grown man in a Pikmin suit, and he was ordering some hot dogs, I think. I really want to look this up now, because I distinctly remember a commercial coming out where it was like this grown man in a Pikmin suit, and that's how they marketed their game to adults, I think, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what they were planning on doing with that. It was that weird age of just, like, just very, very odd commercials. Seemingly had, like, no relation to the actual game whatsoever. It just wanted to give you that reaction, like, what the hell did I just see? So these are the main game's enemies. You use their corpses to reproduce more Pikmin by taking them, lifting them up with the power of the Pikmin, and putting them in the onion, and they sprout more seeds. Some enemies do more seeds than others. You can kind of measure that sometimes. I want to say the dwarf bulborbs, which are the little ones, give you probably around 4, I want to say. Sometimes 3. I think it varies with enemies. Pellets generally are going to give you exactly what's labeled on it, so 1 for 1, etc. But if you have a red pellet, for example, go into a red onion, then it will give you double, so it'll give you 2. I don't think that works for exactly doubly for some of the other pellets. Like, I think for 5 it just gives you like 2 more. I think it gives you like 7. But yeah, I don't know how that is actually calculated, but I do know that you get a little bit more for putting in the color associated with the actual pellet. That's why they have different colors and so on. Right now we're only seeing the reds, obviously, but there will be more. There's only 3 color types in the first game. It's just sort of introducing you to the idea of Pikmin. Fun nonetheless, though. Alright. Sorry I skipped that, I'm just trying to hurry. My clock has indicated the coming of noon. From now on I must pay close attention to the sun meter on my monitor and choose my actions accordingly, so it's best for me to review my monitor's data. Tutorial. Tutorial. These guys. In Pikmin 1, the sprouts take ages to come out. In Pikmin 2, it's pretty instantaneous. In Pikmin 3, it's literally instantaneous. There's a lot of streamlining throughout the games. I want to say the third game has probably the most streamlining out of all of them. Some of it's good, some of it's eh. Like, I think the most kind of controversial streamlining that they did is how they handled the C-stick commands in Pikmin 3. Where you just sort of targeted an enemy, you shook the Wiimote or the nunchuck, I think, and all your Pikmin just charged automatically at whatever you pointed at. It was pretty cool, I guess, in practice, but I don't know, there was just something about it that, like, just, I don't know. I felt like I had a little bit less control over my squad than normal. But, you know, you could make the argument, of course, that, oh, yellow. You could make the argument, of course, that they fixed the pathfinding of the Pikmin a little bit better, so you didn't really have to control them as much, because they were just way smarter. But, I digress. Come on. The color is different, but it seems to be a Pikmin nonetheless. First glance suggests this one has what, in some circles, could be considered very large ears. It looks like it may weigh less than the others. In what other ways might it be different from the red Pikmin? No matter. They're obviously quite similar, so I shall call this one a Pikmin as well. Cool. Oh, you know what? In this one, they didn't have this. Yeah, they did not have that. So in Pikmin 2 and on, they have the ability to where if you're carrying one Pikmin, you can switch between the two Pikmin in your hand. So as if you have, grabbed the wrong color, you can switch colors on the fly really easily. Now with the new Play Control version of Pikmin 1, they actually did include that. So you can actually switch Pikmin on the fly in Pikmin 1 just on the new Play Control. If you're ever planning on getting Pikmin 1, I highly, highly, highly suggest that you look for the new Play Control version. If you can't find a physical copy, that's fine. It's actually on the Virtual Console for the Wii U right now. So I would highly suggest getting it, at least for Virtual Console. Now, if you want to wait until Virtual Console for Switch comes out, chances are they're probably going to re-release it there. Considering that the Joy-Con do actually have the gyro pointers. So, who knows? They could actually make it really excellent. If they remastered or even just re-released all of the Pikmin games on Virtual Console. God, I'm really trying hard to... It's like really difficult to like choose Pikmin in this game if you don't have the Switch mechanic, so... They could do a lot of really, really nice streamlining for their controls if they were to re-release them on the Switch. I could see those as being very definitive versions of the game. That's not what I wanted to do. You little bastards, just do what I want. Made yet another Pikmin-related discovery. Just when I was about to exceed 100 Pikmin in the field, the onion stopped expelling seeds, yet the total number of Pikmin continued to climb. It seems that once there are 100 Pikmin in the field, subsequent seeds get stored inside the onion, thus no more than 100 Pikmin can be in the field at one time in any area. So, good to know. Just excuse for hardware limitations, I guess. Although in Pikmin 3 that was still kept, even though the hardware could actually handle a little bit more than that. So, I don't know. Alright, so another cool thing about yellow Pikmin is that they are 100% able to carry bomb rocks, which for some reason was dropped in the later games. Let's see, the yellow Pikmin have picked up some peculiar stones. Why did they decide to grab them? This action seems to be instinctive to the yellow Pikmin, but just what are these strange glowing stones? Brightly glowing cracks cover them. Perhaps these cracks indicate that there's tremendous power locked away within. This merits further research. So yeah, I don't know what it is, but just Pikmin 1 has it so that only the yellow Pikmin can actually use bomb rocks. In Okay.